Well, after the conundrum of the last shot, managed to get the apartment cleaned up at least a bit. Well, better than it was before, significantly better. This fight. Um, I, I don't get the luxury of just staying in an apathetic state of disillusionment. Eventually, it just gets too bad. The pain. I have to get up, I have to do something, minimize it. Yesterday, it was cleaning the apartment. That went well. Despite the episode, the self-harm, significant amounts yesterday morning. Yeah, cleaned up, cleaned up. Got shit done. Made it easier for today. Doesn't really matter. Yes, kind of feel the same way. These episodes are stacking. That like I can do what I can do when I'm not in those episodes, sure. Problem solve, this, this, what, fucking whatever. Hey, go back in. Let's pick up where I left off before. These symptoms are getting worse. I can only become stronger to a certain point. I can only acquiesce. Tools, people, help so much, but for what? Like, what? Where does this all go? Yeah, I can survive. Do I want to? What's at the other end? Yeah, I could have good moments. There's hope in that. And no matter how bad things get, there's moments where humanity kind of breaks through. Even under the worst of circumstances, it isn't just a straight line down. It ebbs and flows, moments of hope, moments of happiness, interspersing all of this pain. Moments of respite. Is that all there is? For me, just moments of respite. Before being sunken back into just fighting. Maybe fighting isn't the right idea. Not to fight this, gonna just go with it. It's easy to say when you're not directly cognizant of the idea that I gave myself a head injury yesterday. It was bad. It's bad. So I'm gonna do it right now. Thinking about it. Not that I want to. urges feel my arm. I just want to put it up, bring it down on my head over and over and over again. I just live with it. Vast majority of the times I don't. But sometimes it just comes wailing down. So I feel like it's a bit less intense, but pretty much the exact way I guess every morning. Is things going on in the background. I was thinking about talking about it. Um, it feels like I would have to give context, but I might just skip over the context. What's the point of all this? Who's actually listening? As far in nobody. Nobody listens. I have a mouth. I must scream. But at the end of the day, nobody cares. So what even is the point of screaming? If all it does is just make things worse. It's not that I don't need to scream. It's not that I don't have the inability to scream. It's not that nobody's there to listen. It's that they'll make things worse. Screaming, crying, expression of pain, expression of anything just makes things worse than holding it in. I want to just hit myself. We are individuals. As much as we are individuals, we're also a collective, a society living in a singular cohesive unit, generally humanity, the collective groupthink, whatever you would call it. And as much as it's good to focus on individualism, as that is the means in which we operate within an overall collected society, that we have to look at society as a whole with respect for the complexity. It's an honest outlook for what we know, what we don't know. But to view society, humanity, as a whole, as a singular entity, is a means to ask, like, is this, how's society doing? How is human society doing? And that's something that gets lost in this discussion quite a bit. It's like, are you, generally mental health is approached from an individualistic perspective. Not psychology, though, the largest field in psychology being marketing, which treats humanity as a collective, as a group of people that is focused on the group instead of the individuals, the people. Propaganda does this too. Society's dying. Individuals forming a collective. Like, yeah, the individual cells might be functioning okay within this collective, but this collective is dying. And the extent in which we as a society can fall has never been greater in human history. And if you look not even far past, you can see the extent in which we have fallen in the past. And I'm afraid that it's not just going to happen. I'm afraid that even though society knows, even though individuals know, they feel as individuals as a part of this collective, have no authority or autonomy of control, but they fail to realize the individualistic actions that they can take devoid of the control in the environment in which they were placed in. Nobody chose to get placed between a rock and a hard place. And at the end of the day, nobody gets to choose the rock or the hard place. It's just another choice forced on us, but how we approach that choice with our integrity to self, that's an option. But we don't feel it's an option. And oftentimes, we just take the easiest road. The best way to cope is psychological, philosophical suicide. We don't think about the consequences of our actions onto other people. I speak to this computer. Maybe we don't. We do. We do think. I speak to this computer knowing full well the amount of damage, the amount of lives that have been put at the expense of getting this computer in my hand as a consumer. How many people had to die for this brand of computer to get into the hands of me? Before what? I throw it out? That I'm just a step towards a landfill. I am the financial driver to put this laptop in a landfill. And that seems to be the extent of our actions as modern day, not just consumers, but also the people who produce the means, the people who produce the material for consumption. We're filling landfills. We're not producing anything of value. Is this laptop actually valuable to me? Does it actually benefit my life? Does it actually benefit the lives of the people around me? No. It's just another subtractive material. Same with this, same with everything. Everything's just made to break. Everything ends up in a landfill, and that's the extent of our lives. We make garbage. We buy garbage. And then when it comes time to honestly look at the quality of the product, the utility of the product in society, when it has dispensed with its ability to give us hedonistic means to instant gratification, we throw it away. And now this laptop, for however much it was actually worth, not just the price dollar, we now have to deal with it as waste, which means it's even more expensive. So people die making it, and then people die using it, and then people die after it's being used as trash. And is it just this laptop? What about every other electronic device? Every other device and material that is made to break. It's not made to help, it's made to make people money. And then it is disposed of when the utility of profit towards a certain individual is dispensed with. This is trash. It's poison. It's poison in my life right now, and it's poison after I throw it out. Same with every car, every building, everything we make is subtractive from the overall value within society because it is made to be that way. It is made to break. It is made to damage. Well, fucking economics. Getting Orwellian up in here. Maybe I should grab 1984 and read um, The Functioning of Oligarchies and the Economy of Building Bombs. Basically what we're doing. Which is the product of our labor is material that is meant to keep us poor. That we don't add to society. We create things that take away from society. And that is the product of our labor, is to induce demand for more product that continues to induce demand. Holy shit. Holy fuck, that was a rant. Who else do I have to speak to about this bullshit, huh? Hmm? Who is here exactly 19 minutes after I started this video, huh? So yeah, I'm politically, economically, societally disillusioned. Um, I've basically, what's the point? Anyways, what's the point? I don't see it. Survive to participate in an economy that kills people like me. I'm just supposed to say no. I'm just supposed to turn a blind eye to the actions, to the effect of my actions. I'm supposed to just take a bill to fuck myself so I can be put in a position to be paid more. to fuck other people. And what? Just join in with the herd? Running towards the cliff? How am I not supposed to be suicidal? But the only means to succeed in this world is to conform with this society's death drive. Society, as I see it today, is a death cult. We are all being ran towards a cliff. We all see the cliff. We all see it coming, but we just run with the herd towards the cliff because it's easier. It's easier to just go with the grain of society. Do not get hurt running counter to this herd until you see the fucking cliff. And then what, huh? When you are on the precipice of falling and you change your mind, but the people pushing you from behind had the same mindset you had when you were pushing others off the cliff in front of you. Who cares? Who cares? Because you didn't. So why should anyone care about you? Now, I see this cliff, and I'm trying my best not to run towards it. Sometimes I have to just stay on my feet. Getting trampled isn't a good idea compared to the cliff, but running counter to this or trying my best to run away from this cliff, knowing full well I will be dragged off, just like the rest, just like the people who willingly pushed towards the cliff until they could see it with their very eyes. I'll be dragged off all the same. Here's something. Whether I live, alright, whether I live or survive, or if I don't, this mental health shit. It's like, we're going into a period of political upheaval in which we might have never seen before. And the crises in which we're facing as a society, just one of these crises would be enough to cause society to go mad. We're facing God knows how many. Environmental, economic, political, it's just all working together. So, oh no. Oh yeah. Yeah, the psychosis. I could talk about the psychosis. Oh God. Not today. Not today. It's already 25 minutes. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm done.